Legal Episode 6. I'm Praveen Gautam, your trusted marketing advisor. I help entrepreneurs and enterprises to build their digital brand and monetize it. In this episode, we want to focus on our domestic building contracts, as a lot of the viewers are asking more and they're curious about knowing about the domestic building contracts. So we want a little bit deep dive here. And by the way, if you have missed the past episodes, just follow us on Talking Legal in YouTube and subscribe it. And if there's any things we can add, you can be of value, just write it down on your comments. Good to have you, Len, today.
It's nice to be here, Praveen. Thank you.
Great. Len, I'm talking to you as a trusted legal advisor, and I want to know your thoughts in domestic building contracts, as a lot of the viewers want to know and they want to deep dive. So, yeah, let's go.
Yep, of course.
Yeah. So when I enter into the agreement with the builder, first question is, do we really need to sign? What's your thought?
In all cases, you need to sign a contract. I suppose for ease, I'm going to sort of restrict my comments to substantial building work. So more than just your average, a little bit of work around the house. If we're talking about something substantial like a renovation or the construction of a new house, then the answer is most affirmatively yes. You must always sign a contract. In fact, it's a requirement of all state legislation that you enter into a formal contract with your builder.
Right. So definitely what you're saying is need to sign the contract in either way. It's not like friend of mine running this building company and this will it's a must, yeah?
It is a must, and I think that even in the circumstance where it is a friend, it's probably even more because friendships can be lost there depending on the agreement on a building contract because I thought that you said we put this in, but what I really meant was that. It's a shame if things like that happen, and if you have a relationship, you still require that contract.
Great point. Then that follow through. What type of the contract should I sign? Pages or what we're talking here, Len?
Most of the contracts are regulated by legislation, and each of the states has their own particular piece of legislation, which then dictates the form of the contract. Most of the associations like the HIA and master builders will provide contracts, and it's just a matter of normally looking at the suite of contracts that provider has and picking the appropriate one, be it for a new home construction or a renovation or whatever your needs might be.
So what you're saying is based on the different based on different situations, the contracts should sign. Yeah, it varies. Okay. So
yes.
Please.
Sorry, it's appropriate that you just sort of work with your builder and you select the appropriate contract for the needs.
Right. And then do I have a fixed price then?
The $64,000 question. You would like to think that in most cases, yes, you do, but that's not always the case. The contract can be varied by agreement. So, for example, you might say, I would like to change the types of light fittings that I have. So your builder will then go, okay, we allowed you to have 10 light fittings of this particular value. The new ones are going to cost that value plus $10. So 10 light fittings at $10, $100 plus my reasonable margin and cost. That's going to cost you $120. And that's a legitimate. So you can vary the cost of your contract in accordance with your changing sort of view as you move through. Sometimes there are other circumstances that come along, and this is where we need to be careful. And I think it's appropriate that you be, that the client be completely aware, or the consumer be completely aware of what they are looking to have included into their house.
Right, right. And what is a variation then? Do I have to agree to a variations as a as a consumer?
Well, the general practice is that you will get a variation in writing, and that variation should set out the differences and the changes and the additional costs, or the reduction in cost, as the case may be. It's then appropriate and important for the consumer to review that, be comfortable with that cost, and then either agree or disagree. What is also important is that work that's associated with the variation does not start until such time as the variation is agreed. This is quite often a point of contention, because in a construction program, a builder is quite often reluctant to stop or wait or whatever, and quite often you'll get a circumstance where work will get done that's variation work that may not have been signed off. It's unfortunate when those things happen, but they do happen, and it's probably neither party's fault, but both parties' fault at the same time, I suppose. And it's important, and it's incumbent upon both of the parties to effectively sort of make sure that they keep on top of their respective roles in relation to contract administration. Sorry, Pravin, but I couldn't hear what you were saying just then. Apologies. No, still can't.
Sorry, what I was saying is, what if I don't get what I was hoping for and paid for?
Well, yeah, that's when life becomes, I suppose, difficult and challenging for all the parties involved, because this is where it's important for you as the consumer to have a clear idea about what you are hoping to have included in your house. And it's also important for the builder to talk to and understand what you're looking to achieve. Generally, there's not a huge difference between the expectations of the client and what the builder provides, but in the rare circumstances where they are, it can become quite a detailed and matter to negotiate the way through. Examples is that the matter can end up in some form of court or tribunal litigation type scenario. From my point of view, it's always better to try and be in control of your own destiny. So if you don't get exactly what you expect from your contract, then it's probably appropriate that you talk to your builder in the first instance and try and work through the issues. Now, if the issues can be resolved, that's great. If the issues can't be resolved, you can potentially have some sort of dispute resolution process.
Right.
To do that. In other states, you can employ the services of a mediator, which the contract allows for, and hopefully try and get it out. Then, I suppose, and only then, look to tribunals or courts you determine should be included. But I must say, the consumer is entitled to what they pay for.
Right. Now that's a very good point, and that's where sometimes when these days, obviously, people are so busy, and they can't really follow through, and even can't able to. Even in my personal experience, even they can't check it all the details, and they expect that this is pretty right, and then they just see that, oh, this is not what we discussed about, a little bit different. You go to the contracts, and it's a different. So what you're saying is, if the contracts, if it is not the same outcomes what it has been promised, then talk with the builder first, and then go through the contract. And what you're saying is, obviously, by that time, before you go to the court, obviously get involved. So the idea here is to talk with a lawyer. Yeah.
Look, I think so. My personal view is the job of a lawyer in these circumstances to try and help to resolve the matter. It's better sometimes. As a, I suppose, impartial, dispassionate party. I'm not sure if that's exactly the right word, but as a sort of like a third party to some of these things, and particularly in circumstances where it can be lawyer to lawyer, it can often be quite beneficial to the parties for there to be some non-emotionally involved conversation, which can hopefully lead to a resolution.
Right. I think that makes perfect sense. So when we obviously we can't compare, but in terms of commercial and residential, definitely residential, there's a lot more negotiations, a lot more chances for the consumers to go through the contract. Yeah.
Yes. Look, in relation to the domestic construction industry, it's geared to people who don't have a huge understanding of the process to a certain extent. So, we're all aware of because, I imagine that most people at some point have been out and had a look through a display home. The builders provide salesmen who can help them through the initial process. They then, through their office staff, they'll have finalise plans, bricks, colours, fittings, fixtures, etc. In a perfect world, a builder is to work with the consumer, because builders the consumer is not construction.
Yeah. Yep. No, that makes sense. So anything on that note, Len, is there anything you would like to add on this topic, obviously on this domestic building contracts? Any final points? I know we are running out of the time. Anything you want to add, final thoughts or final insights to our viewers who are watching this right now?
Look, I think if you're looking to give your peace of mind, then it's probably to engage with your lawyer and review of the contract. Most of the conditions are going to be standard in accordance with the legislation, but there's generally some special conditions that the contract doesn't allow. They need to be reviewed. Their effect upon the overall project is engaged. As a person entering into a contract, to be aware of the risks and then make a decision on whether they accept those or not. This is so. I would, in all cases, suggest that it's probably appropriate to make sure that you're comfortable with your lawyer. Talk to somebody who has knowledge and some experience, and it will hopefully make the entire experience a lot better.
That's great. Thank you so much for your insight, Len. It's always a great to have you, and obviously add the value to the clients and obviously the prospects. Now, what would be the best way for people to contact you? Obviously, besides they follow on the YouTube at Talking Legal, what would be the best way if they have any questions?
Yeah, the email info at Becca White is always a good way to get with us. And we have a 1-800 legal number.
Yes.
So that comes straight to to the guys here, and then we can organise for a initial consult and basically move forward from there as
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Len. So this is again we're talking about on the episode 6, talking legal. So talking all about domestic building contracts. Guys, if you have any issues, any comments, feel free to reach out to Len and his team. Just either you can just put the comments here, and if you think that this videos has been value to you, feel free to share on the social medias. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, Len.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.